Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the very first InstructLab Core community meeting for 2025. Happy New Year to all of you. And before we get to the meeting proper, let me try to find my window to get to the housekeeping items. All right. So all our InstructLab meetings are governed by the InstructLab Community Code of Conduct. All the meetings will be recorded and posted in the InstructLab YouTube channel. And if you prefer not to be on camera, that's perfectly fine. Please turn your, feel free to leave your cameras off, or you can also dial in via phone. If you're in Google Meet, you please use the raise hand function to ask questions. You can also use the chat in Google Meet to, comment on something or ask questions. We'll try to make sure that they are addressed in the meeting. And if you're on the phone, feel free to interrupt at appropriate times, and so that we can hear your comments and questions as well. Okay, let's get to the first. Congratulations. Would somebody like to, head off this celebratory message?
Yes. So we had a nomination that I opened for Courtney, who's here, who to be a core maintainer. Excuse me. And there's a lot of votes on that. No objections. So I went ahead and made that change yesterday. So big congrats to Courtney. She's done some awesome work around our CI infrastructure, as well as some, various fixes around the project. We're very excited to now have her come aboard as an official maintainer. And actually, I was just doing this morning before joining, but so I'm gonna add this to the agenda here. But I am also adding, as we speak, Reed Liu to the triager team. There was a nomination open for Reed as well, and that voting closed at the end of last year, and I just circled back to it. We have many votes for and no objections, so I will be adding Reed to the triage team as well. So I'll put a note in the agenda here as soon as I've got all that done. But yeah, we're very excited. More folks getting involved in the community, more folks, joining our maintainer teams and our triage teams. And we actually have a nomination open for Mark Pastavros as well. So if you have not already, please go and take a look at that. We'll give that, of course, the customary few weeks for folks to vote and give any feedback to the nominator. And hopefully that one will go through as well. So yeah, congrats again. And thanks everyone for participating in the process here.
Yes, congratulations and thanks. And yes, please also go and vote on Mark's nomination to get it moving forward. Good start to the new year. Thank you. Any more comments on this, or would Courtney like to say something? Not to put you on the spot, but
I definitely appreciate it. I definitely look forward to definitely helping more on the CI. And anyone on the call or anyone watching this video when it kind of goes live on YouTube, if you have any questions about the CI or just, anything about InstructLab in general, feel free to reach out to me or, ping me. I typically leave my GitHub handle on some of the community meetings. So you can definitely find me there, or you can find me on GitHub. More than welcome to chat. We do have our Discord, so reach out to me on Discord or our Slack, whatever you prefer. I'm more than welcome to have a conversation, especially if you have any ideas, suggestions, criticisms, complaints, whatever. I'm open to hearing it. So,
all right, throw it all to Courtney. Thanks, Courtney. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. If nothing else, we can move on to Llama CPP Python version.
Yep, this one was me.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have bumped the Llama CPP Python version on the main branch to 0.3.2. We previously were stuck on a 0.2 Y stream. The difference is that with 0.3, they introduced a lot of new types of models, architectures that you can serve and interact with. One of which is the Granite 3.0 BGUF models. So if you have a current release of InstructLab and you have a Granite 3 model, you can't serve it. So Ali, it merged like yesterday. It hasn't been released yet. I'm working on backporting it and releasing it probably today. The backport looked a little messy, so I'll probably have to rebase that. But this is good news because being stuck on those old versions kind of and not upgrading for a while to new versions of Llama CPP makes the upgrades harder. So this one, we had to do a bunch of code changes to get the new version of Llama CPP to work. But this should be a nice quality of life improvement here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to throw that out there. And there was probably going to be a Z stream imminent with that change if the backports work properly.
Cool. Another good news. Thank you. Yes, JD.
Did we need to take any additional precautions to or for the workarounds or the open bugs that was blocking us from merging this until now? Or did we just merge it as is?
So the bug that was open was only for 0.3.4. It wasn't for 0.3.2. That's why I bumped to 0.3.2, not 0.3.4. I think we can, in the code that I wrote should work for 0.3.4 once they release the next version, which we can bump to. I think both 3.4 and 3.5 have the same bug. I'm hoping he fixes it in 3.6, and we can see if we can bump. So I did a slightly earlier version to not have to worry about that, but to get all the benefits of having Granite serving and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought it was for 0.3.1. That's why we were blocked on that. But if that's not the case, then that's great. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like the async handler error or something. I only noticed it in in 3.4, I think.
There was
3.2
like
didn't
a
have any.
improper exit of stack issue. Is
Yeah.
that the one you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever was
Oh,
linked
wasn't-
in that original
Yeah.
PR was the one that I only hit it. I first installed 3.4, tried it to get it to work, and I hit that every time. And then in that bug, actually, on Llama CPP Python, one of people love to add their 2 cents, and one person actually had a really helpful insight is that 3.2 has all the benefits of 3.4 without that bug. So that's why I chose that version. It wasn't just like a random choice. So hopefully we'll see how stability goes with this one. And yeah, we can go from there and bump. We should probably have a regular bump of this package now that we're in the 3 Y stream. Once there's a working 3.6, we should try to bump to that as well.
Cool. Any more questions for Charlie? Okay. Model uploading.
Yeah, this one's me.
Okay.
So I just want to talk about this. This is what I've sort of been focused on the last few weeks and will remain focused on for the next few weeks. But we are adding for 0.23 a new feature to iLab that allows you to actually upload the models that you're tuning. Right now, this is actually, some of this is present in main currently, and that you can upload safe tensors or GGUF files to Hugging Face. And right now, there's a PR open. We'll hopefully get merged actually today. I have a few comments to address, but overall, the reception was pretty good to it. That'll allow for OCI compliant downloads. So if you have a model that is OCI compliant, you can upload that model to a registry such as Quay or Docker Hub, anything that supports OCI artifacts. JD is actually working on a sort of parallel feature to that will allow you to convert trained models to that OCI format with iLab. So keep an eye out for that. And beyond that, we're also planning on allowing for the upload of models to sort of generic like S3 buckets. So we'll probably start with sort of Amazon S3, and we may expand that to other sort of similar object stores. But yeah, I just wanted to call that out so folks were aware. It's currently, like I said, Hugging Face uploads are currently on main. So if you want to try those out, if you want to tweak the feature, find any bugs, you want to add any enhancements to that, we welcome any contributions there. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with the group.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Any questions for Nathan?
I hope that I'll have to reach out to JJ at some point, but I'd love for him to test drive this with the community model build as well. Because that will hopefully make his life a little easier as well. I know Charlie with the new stuff that Charlie's added, the converting to GG, being able to do the GGUX for the community model build
Right.
would be possible now, I believe. So exciting stuff.
Nice.
Anyway, that's all I had on that. If anyone has any questions about that, I'm happy to answer them. If not, we can move on to the next point.
Yeah, so that was me. CI enhancement. Just some good news is I was able to identify a way to possibly save about 15 minutes on the end-to-end job for the medium CI job. So right now it's about 2 hours. That'll knock it down to about 1 hour and 45 minutes. My goal is to see if I can ultimately get the runtime dropped between, and I'll explain in a second, like, under an hour, maybe half an hour to an hour, through caching various resources. Like you build something and then your PR, it fails, maybe an hour and 30 minutes into it, right? And instead of redoing the steps that you've already done, if we're not doing any changes between the previous run and the current run, like let's just reuse it so that we can get them down really fast. But overall, the 15 minutes one should hopefully be just flat out for everybody. And the other ones will be more based on like, hey, your previous build failed, and let's just kind of make the subsequent builds run faster. So I have a couple of those planned in mind because one of my goals right now with the CI is to kind of make it easier for upstream contributors to join and want to participate, because like I know sometimes you only have so much free time available. And so if I can reduce that medium job, to half an hour to an hour, depending on reuse of resources, I think that'll definitely, get more people interested and more willing to contribute, because now they'll have more time with better productivity. So that's one of my high level goals. And also if any of you on the call or anyone watching this has any suggestions, you'll feel free to reach out to me. I will propose like the idea in like the next week or so. I'm just kind of working out a couple of tweaks about, the 15-minute savings. I'll just kind of knock them down, one at a time, just kind of assess how they work. And then if something's good, we'll keep it. If not, we'll revert it. But yeah, hopefully this will kind of help out with everyone making contributions.
Yeah, and we can see that Oleg is very excited about it. Courtney, we can sync on this. This is from Oleg in the chat. I can share some insight on some of the things that can be cached that I've just never had the bandwidth to do. So,
yeah, one of them is definitely part of basically at the beginning of the medium end-to-end CI job is we install InstructLab. We build and install it, and part of that installation, takes a good chunk of the 28 minutes. And one of that is actually Llama CPP. We're installing with pip, and it's recompiling every single time, but that's a third-party package. We're not modifying it, and so ideally instead of rebuilding it, I'd like to cache it, right? Obviously there's going to be some cache validation involved, right? Can we use the cache version, or did someone modify something here or there, right? So there's like a little bit of tweaking and stuff that has to kind of go on there in terms of like my plan, but that's my high level plan to start. That should save about 15 minutes for everybody. And my idea is not to actually have a separate CI run to update that. Is like it would be updated in people's pull requests, right? Like, hey, like, oh, I can't use this cache version because there's a new version of Llama CPP that came out. Okay, this PR build will build it and they'll push it for everyone else in the future to use, right? So nothing separate, build as needed kind of thing. So that should save some time, and then I'll reach out with Oleg and others and see if they have any other ideas. I haven't looked too deep into other things that can be cached, but that's kind of my ultimate goal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Ali commented that for the larger jobs, the model downloads for Prometheus and Mixtro takes a large amount of time. And Oleg followed up with, we also rerun SDG training evals, all when we may not necessarily need to. So all possible ways, things to optimize.
Yeah, I think the larger job, definitely I agree, Ollie. The only thing is I'm primarily focused on the jobs that are automatically triggered in pull request builds. Like I definitely want to, lessen the time of the large job, right? But everyone's job by default, like everyone's PR by default pretty much has to run the medium end-to-end job if they're modifying code. And then optionally, if they need to run that large job. So by reducing the medium job time, hopefully, you know, most people will see like a developer productivity improvement. And we can also focus on the large jobs as well, even extra large if people are manually triggering them. But yeah, so more than willing to you know, get feedback on suggestions on that, because I do have a couple of ideas and I've been kind of posting them in you know, dev docs for like feedback, because for me is I definitely value community feedback. And if there's anything I suggest that you think is, hey, like this is annoying or like this will be bothersome over time, right? Let me know, because my goal is not to add like a million CI checks or just make things more complicated than they need to be. I want to streamline things, like make it very simple, straightforward for people to contribute. So we're not like, you know, chasing people away. And in fact, just encouraging people, saying, hey, you know, it's actually pretty simple to get started, you know, stuff like that. So that's my high level goal.
Wonderful. All right. Any more comments or questions for Courtney? If not, any more topics in general that you want to bring up, touch on, ask about? Okay, it has been a great first meeting for the year. I'm sure there'll be more wonderful things to come, and great work on already some great news in the first week. So let's continue doing other good stuff. Thank you everyone for your time, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.